But yeah, it's
Yeah. So anyway, let's we can get into what we promised the people in the title, but rumors are swirling that this from uh Shipples Nick or whatever. I guess he is the person that leaked Mafia 3 or something like that.
ooh.
Or at least guessed it, because who knows if this is true. But claims Rocksteady might be working on a Batman Arkham game, with Sony allegedly trying to secure it as an exclusive.
Okay, so two trains of thoughts on this. Number one, another Batman Arkham game. Let's go. All right.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite video game series. Let's do this. Let's go. I would really like it if they picked up that concept they had for a Batman Beyond Arkham game.
Yeah.
Where it was like Damian Wayne instead of
Well,
Terry
that was
McGinnis.
Yeah, like it wasn't gonna be full on Batman Beyond. It was gonna be just like a future. Like
Yeah.
people want Batman. Like I want an actual Batman Beyond. Give me it like Cyberpunk City, Terry McGinnis flying.
Oh yeah, me too.
You know, reimagines of Ink and Carrare and all those guys. Give me all those.
But I did like the concept art they had for that game, the Damian Wayne game.
A lot of that Damian stuff became Gotham Knights too, if you look back on it. With the Bat Cycle, there was I think Court of Owls stuff may have been there. I don't know, but
yeah, Gotham Knights was. I don't know why Gotham Knights was not in the Arkhamverse, because
that was one of the things I've talked about before. How it's like, okay, we have Batman Arkham Origins made by WB Montreal, right? Sets up the Suicide Squad, and they like talk about that, and then we have Rocksteady, Batman dies, quote unquote, and they have all the Bat Family DLCs, right? So then Rocksteady's going to make the Suicide Squad game, and WB Montreal is going to make the Bat Family game, or Batman's Dead, right? And it's like, and they're, Gotham Knights isn't in the Arkhamverse whatsoever, even though could have been very easily, but I guess that would have come with like, you would had to have, they couldn't have done the games as a service stuff they wanted. They had to, the combat would have had to been Arkham-like, with Gotham Knights doesn't have awful combat, but it's there's no depth to it. It's very lame.
To me, Batman's supposedly dead at the end of Arkham Knight. He is leaving like everything to the Bat Kids, which I feel weird calling them like Bat Children, because some of them are dating.
The Bat Family.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but anyways, so it's like, it would make sense. Okay, like if he's leaving them in charge of Gotham, then why is this game not in the Arkhamverse? Like, that seems like the next logical step after Arkham Knight. And then, I know Barbara Gordon's in the wheelchair in the Arkhamverse and everything. They can find a way to get her out of that.
Yeah, they've done it. It's been done 1,000 times. Like, even like, so then they had Court of Owls in Gotham Knights. Court of Owls was also being set up in Arkham Origins too. So it was like okay, like I remember the moment they announced Gotham Knights, right? When it was just that like the little ARG like stuff they were posting, right? And it was like, dear God, it's happening. We're finally getting a new Arkham game. And it was like the Court of Owls was hinted. It was like, oh my God, it's going to an Origin sequel before Asylum, Court of Owls. Like, let's go. It's going to be so good, And then it was like, okay, well, there's other factions and all this. And then it leaked out like, it's not in the Arkhamverse. It's a Bat Family game. Batman's dead. Games as a service type deal. And it was like, oh, it all went down, right? And then it was like
ass. Just passed.
And then it was just like Rocksteady is going to do a Suicide Squad game. Oh, okay, that's cool. Well, it's games as a service. For fuck's sake, right? 2 games as a service, like, and granted, Gotham Knights live service stuff got removed forcibly. You can see it when you play that game. That you can tell that was a lot of that was supposed to be like live service, loot boxes, all that stuff. They've removed all that. After the failure of Avengers that sent ripples down the superhero video game landscape for a while, that now Suicide Squad is the other one that will send ripples down the superhero video game landscape for a while. Like Avengers was so bad that it hurt Guardians' sales, it hurt Midnight Suns' sales, that ruined both of those games, right? Like the reason Square Enix sold
Crystal Dynamics.
Square Enix sold Crystal Dynamics because of that.
Yeah,
because of Guardians being bad.
Yeah, and they gave up that, and they gave up Tomb Raider with that, and it's like, whoa,
because they lost so much money they had to recoup it by selling it to Embracer Group, and like all because Avengers didn't do well.
Square Enix is not doing good right now.
And Midnight Suns, which was a great game, like I love Midnight Suns. Its sales hurt because of that. It was like Marvel stuff. It hurt. Like people didn't want it because Avengers was so bad.
And then Spider-Man PS4 came along.
Well, Spider-Man PS4 was before.
Oh, it was?
Yep, Spider-Man PS4 happened first, and then Avengers came out.
Oh.
So everything, the catalyst was Avengers, because even Spider-Man 2 has its problems, and it's very low compared to Spider-Man 1, and that's a whole other thing. But you could argue that was because Spider-Man 2 feels rushed. Why would they need to rush Spider-Man 2? It's because Marvel Games needed a best-selling game, because Avengers hurt Guardians and Midnight Suns. So,
that's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, the Marvel's Avengers is like every single superhero video game since is influenced by it, mostly by trying to not be that, but it's kind of like Lord of the Rings when it comes to fantasy novels. It's like, even like when you're trying not to be it, like you're still influenced by it simply by trying not to be it. Hello, George R.R. Martin. But that's kind of crazy how like certain things can have that wide of an influence and an impact on something.
So even like on the other side of the aisle, like with Gotham Knights, like I said, they removed the games as a service stuff. Gotham Knights only came out like a year, I think, after Avengers. Like it was still going. Avengers was still going when Gotham Knights was out. And so it was like they knew it's like, don't do games as a service for the love of God. You'll ruin it all. And so right now we're at a point where Marvel is kind of picking up the pieces, right? And they're like, okay, we got Insomniac with Spider-Man 2, and like Miles Morales came and went, and that I think that did okay. Like that's a good game. I think it sold well. It was cheaper, whatever. Yeah. That was after Avengers. And so they had their Spider-Man 2. It has its problems, but I think they know they just rushed it was its problem. They just rushed that game out. The Venom climax never should have been in that game. Like my thinking was you should have ended that game getting the black suit and kind of hinted at like that it was making you bad, but otherwise like you end the game with the black suit and then you go into 3 and you set up Venom for that. But or you lose the black suit at the end of 2 and then you set up Venom for 3.
Well, the setup for 3 now is Green Goblin, isn't it?
Yeah, the setup for 3 is Green Goblin / Doc Ock's return / Chameleon / Carnage / there's a lot of setup for 3. They're gonna have to cram a lot.
Oh God, are we doing Sinister 6 again?
So they did Sinister 6 already, and most of those Sinister 6 are dead now.
So it's just a new Sinister 6?
So did you play? You didn't play 2 at all then?
No.
Okay. So Craven hunts the Sinister 6. Most of them, then kills them. It's confirmed dead. Vulture, Shocker, Scorpion. Well, Shocker wasn't in Sinister 6, but Scorpion. I think Rhino was supposed to be, but then they cut that. But yeah, so basically, and then Craven is killed by Venom, and so it's like and Doc Ock is implying he's going to come back and enact his revenge, which might be like Superior Spider-Man. He's going to swap brains with Peter Parker. Basically, it's like Spider-Man 3 is going to have way too much going on. And I just feel like they won't be able to, make that work. And then with the leak, Insomniac's leak, they completely gone radio silent and probably even canceled the DLC. That sucks. The Wolverine game looks cool, but then it's like looking at their leaked timeline, they're doing more X-Men stuff, which could be cool, but it's just like, and that means they're just going to cram more stuff into Spider-Man 3 or the Venom game that they're supposed to be doing.
I'm convinced the Wolverine game is never coming out.
I don't know about that. I mean, like I think they just have gone radio silent since their leak, because their leak was a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of like personal information, stuff like that. It wasn't just like the gameplay stuff. Like that stuff everyone posts because we want those games and stuff. But like there was like emails and names and I think bank information, all that stuff got leaked out. Like so they were like completely like disappear off the internet, you know, and so we'll see what becomes of that. But back to PlayStation Batman Arkham. Yeah, I think I don't think this is real. I think this is if it's a Batman PlayStation exclusive, I could see that. I don't think it's Rocksteady, and I don't think it's in the Arkhamverse. I think it'll just be a new Batman game that is like AAA and it's got some money thrown at it, and it's not trying to be this big loot box money making thing. It'll just be a simple and clean, you know. Like
simple and clean is the
just,
way
like,
that you're. Oh, well, look, you just got a copyright strike. What happened?
Not monetized, so it's good. Yeah, so I think it'll just be a nice Batman game with some money behind it, and PlayStation exclusive, which also means it'll be PC too. You know, like that's how they do it.
So I actually have the inverse opinion on this. I do think that they're working on a new Arkham game. Putting this leak aside, whether this is real or not, I think that that's in development, because after the catastrophe that was Gotham Knights, I think that they want to go back to the Arkhamverse, because it's a safe area. It's their, you know, it's on the name alone. It's going to sell.
Technically, Jessica, you are correct. There is a new Arkhamverse game coming out.
Oh God.
Batman Arkham. I think ironically, I think it's Shadows.
Isn't that VR?
It's a VR game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It is in the Arkhamverse, and it takes place before Asylum and after Origins, and it got Roger Craig Smith back to voice Batman for that. It actually has combat and stuff too. Have you seen you can watch the trailer for that?
It doesn't count.
I mean,
it's VR. It doesn't count.
To be fair though, like if that sells well for VR stuff, like that could mean like it's like yeah, like that could add validity to this story. That like, hey, we're going to be doing this Arkham stuff. Like we want to do this Arkham stuff.
I think that they are working on another Arkham game. I think a real Arkham game that's going to be on an actual console that you use a controller for. But I don't think it's going to be PlayStation exclusive.
There's some Arkham there.
Spreads through Gotham like a plague.
They're finally bringing in Ratcatcher.
Ooh, hold up, pause.
It consumes me.
Who's voicing Batman?
It's Roger Craig Smith, the voice from Arkham Origins. I don't know what else he's done.
Damn, it's not Kevin Conroy, but damn, that's.
He wasn't. I mean, if you ever played Arkham Origins, he's not bad in that.
Yeah, I played. But see, the thing is, I have played Arkham Origins, but I thought it was Kevin Conroy.
Well, do you know that you know that Mark Hamill's not the Joker in that game?
Really?
Right? Nope, that's Troy Baker. The Joker in
that is a testament to how good these voice actors are. Then I had no idea.
That's funny. No, Arkham Origins, like, I don't think anyone like Gordon's a different voice. Gordon's a different voice in every game though, but like, yeah, I don't think anyone is the same voice in that. Besides like Harley's 1 second cameo, I think she's.
It was made by a different team, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's WB Montreal made that. They made Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights, I don't think they're.
That's a fall off because Arkham Origins was great, but dang,
Arkham Origins doesn't get love. The only thing I want WB Montreal working on right now is an Arkham Origins remaster. I want to play that game on a modern console besides my 360. Right, I don't have to hook up my 360 to play Origins. I want it to look real nice. You know, add some better snow effects in there, like you did for the Arkham remaster for Asylum and City, right? Like, give me that game. Put all the DLC in there. Put Deathstroke in there, right? Like, give me all that in there.
Oh no, I agree. Arkham Origins is underrated.
Yeah,
But they made Arkham Origins and then they made Gotham Knights. That is such a fall off in quality.
I don't know if that was the exact order. I'd have to look up. Well, they also made the Batwoman DL or Batgirl DLC in our Arkham Knight.
I like that DLC.
Yeah, they like that. They worked on that in between the games. That's why I think there was such a emphasis on.
Can I just say, there has been such a. I don't like modern Harley Quinn. For several reasons. And can I just say, I think the Arkhamverse has the best Harley Quinn.
No, well, I would say the animated series is the best Harley Quinn.
Yeah, well, that's true, but I'll be real with you. I kind of almost see the Arkhamverse as an extension of the animated verse because it's so the characters are so similar.
Yes, but no. Like Asylum, I'd give you it, but as the games go on, they branch out.
I mean, it's not the same concept.
Yeah, so it says here they do like they did the armored edition for the Wii U of Arkham City and stuff like that. So they did Arkham Origins was their like first major title on their own. Then they did Gotham Knights right after. So yeah, they didn't even have on here that they did the DLC for thing. But then Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, they did additional work on that. But then it says here to be announced, DC Comics game developed on Unreal Engine 5. Interesting.
Telling you, man, they're gonna go back to their bread and butter.
See, this isn't even Rocksteady though, because the rumor is Rocksteady is doing a Batman game. Which, like I said, that.
Well, they'll do a Arkham Blackgate on the PS Vita too.
They did. Well, they didn't do Blackgate. That was done by somebody else. I believe that was in the Arkhamverse, but that was done by somebody else. Yeah, you got gliding.
The corrupt system has failed you. Are you not angry? Fight back. It's the freaking bat.
They got the line. Countering.
It's the freaking bat.
Jim, this raccoon could be anywhere. A face in the crowd, a foot soldier in his own fanatical mob. So how in the hell do we find him?
Targets.
And see that's Troy Baker, because that's Telltale Batman, but I don't know who he's playing. I don't know if he's playing Dent. I think it might be Dent. Because this suit looks like Two-Face's suit.
Yeah. Like a precursor to Two-Face.
Yeah. Because I think even Troy plays Two-Face in the Arkham games, I think. I know he has before. Because the rolled up sleeves are what tells me this is Two-Face, because he has the rolled up sleeves in the Arkhamverse.
For all city employees, civil servants, public officials.
Wait. Was that? Was that Harleen Quinzel?
Yeah, because this is after Origins, so this will be her like turn into madness. So I think this is Crane, or I think it's supposed to be Scarecrow, because I said that he's supposed to be. And so if you look at his tie, it's like a bolo tie, but it's like the little noose tie that he wears. So that's cool. I like that. This cool, smart character design for that.
Civil servants, public officials.
And so this, you'll see it later. But if you remember, how deep is your animated series knowledge? This is Lockup. Remember Lockup?
Oh, well, see, this goes back to what I'm saying about it being an extension of the. Technically, it's not, but what's like
they're using? This is a animated series like related character. Like he was created for the animated series, so it's. I
feel like the Arkhamverse is the spiritual successor of the animated universe. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and so so it's Bolton and it's Lockup.
You could have been more than a symbol. You could have been a god. Look out! You don't calm down. Someone's going to die.
Alfred, we tried it your way. Now we do it mine.
Predator mode. Predator in VR is gonna be awesome though. Like just being able to like peek around the corner and kind of crawl on the ground and stuff. That'd be cool.
Something big's going down tonight.
Barbara getting a little older.
We repress our rage, our fears. It feeds the shadow deep inside us.
You can see ventriloquist actually in the flesh this time. You never see ventriloquist, you only hear about him.
Yeah. Is Joker in this?
Well, it's an Arkham game, so he will have to be.
Inside us.
You're everything that's
Yeah, so you get a lock-up boss fight. You see, he's got his...
wrong with Gotham. I'm done holding back.
Yeah, Arkham Shadow.
I can bring the Rat King to you.
Only on MetaQuest 3.
Man, I don't know. I don't think it's going to sell that well.
I don't think it's going to... Well, I mean, like, it'll sell... I don't know what the metric is for VR selling, right? Like, there's not many...
So it's not even on PlayStation VR?
Hey! No, it's not. No, because the other one's on PlayStation VR, right? So it's like, you want to play all the Arkham games, you got to get 2 separate VR headsets.
So where is
Summer
this?
Swan? Hold
Yo!
on, Summer Swan. We hit 50 subscribers.
Let's go, baby.
Thank you.
Yeah, baby.
Who subscribed. So anyway, you were...
Oh, yeah, like the leak was saying that the next Arkham game is going to be exclusive to the PlayStation 5. If this game isn't even on PlayStation VR,
Sony
kinda
allegedly trying to
discounts the
secure it
rumors.
as an exclusive.
yeah. See,
And so the actual
don't think
quote, we'll
that's
say the
gonna
actual quote of what the guy said, because Game Awards had tweeted out, name your dream game developer for the next Batman game. So then the leaker had said, not sure which studios people's dream is, but I heard Rocksteady are back making it. I also think Sony are trying to money at it. LOL. So it's like basically like, you know, they want it.
okay.
They want it on their thing.
I think they're working on an Arkham game besides Arkham Shadow. I think it could get announced at the Game Awards. I could see that happening.
No, well, so what I see this right now. So if we there's one big money burning, never terrible review elephant in the room, and that is Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. That game was actually made by Rocksteady Studios. This whole time between night, they were making this game, which actually, if you kind of look at Suicide Squad, you know, I don't know how much you know about Suicide Squad, Jessica, the game. Suicide Squad takes place in Metropolis.
Yeah.
Right? Luthor is one of the characters that helps you out, right? Lois Lane does these like things, right? Brainiac is the villain.
Yeah.
You know, they made a Superman model for the game.
Yeah.
They were not making Suicide Squad since Arkham Knight. They were making a Superman game after Arkham Knight.
Yeah, of course.
And then they were told, hey, games as a service is the future.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants a Fortnite. That's the thing with the video game industry and the games as a service. Everyone wants their own Fortnite. That's going to make them a bunch of money and
I want
all these
Fortnite.
skins and all that. Everyone wants a Fortnite. And so it's like, we can make a Suicide Squad game and we can have our own Fortnite where people will pay to add all these heroes to the game and all this and skins for all the Suicide Squad that they love because they love the Suicide Squad. Kids love the Suicide Squad. It's like, yeah. And
Do
you
they?
look at like, no, like no one does. Like no one. Suicide Squad had their kind of hype, but that was years. That was like before the movie came out. That was like Batman Assault on Arkham came out. Like, which that movie is in the Arkhamverse, but I don't even know about now how that fits into the Arkhamverse because the Suicide Squad game is in the Arkhamverse, which even that is a dumb idea because there's a lot of like weird lore inconsistencies with the Suicide Squad game. Like one thing people pointed out is that Poison Ivy comes back to life in Suicide Squad, right? That's part of like your gear giver is a Poison Ivy. But it's a kid Poison Ivy that has been regrown from like the plant that you see in Arkham Knight after she died.
Did the baby Groot?
Sort of. She's older. She's like 9 or 10, right?
That's stupid.
So Harley Quinn talks about having a relationship with Poison Ivy.
Oh no.
Like they do in the modern comics. The thing is, Jesker, if you play the Arkham games, never once, besides a tiny little moment, even then, not even, is there an even hint of a Harley Ivy romance. Because in the Arkhamverse, Harley is 100% dead set on the Joker.
Yes,
He
and
does not sway at all.
That's one reason why Arkham Harley is the best Harley, is because people today have this idea that if the Joker wasn't there, Harley would go back to being sane, and she would be, well, maybe not go back to being sane, but she would be an anti-hero, you know, whatever. I've always believed, and I think the Arkhamverse portrayed this great, is that her identity is so wrapped up in the Joker that when he died, she just went even more insane. And to me, that makes way more sense, and that's way more interesting than turning Harley into this anti-hero.
Yeah. Like, yeah, Harley Quinn's revenge, right? And she's like fully like crazed, and she's doing all this stuff, right? And, you know, that, and then Arkham Knight kind of lost a little bit of Harley's like craziness, I guess, like her mourning. Arkham Knight Harley, not the best. I don't like Arkham Knight Harley at all. Like,
honest to God, they could have just made her the villain of the third one.
Yeah, I mean they could have. But not the Harley that we got. Like the Harley that we got is just Arkham City Harley, but annoying.
And didn't they? Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there in the credits of Arkham City, she was singing like a lullaby?
That was So what happened was in Arkham City, they set up a pregnancy storyline with Harley, and if you go up to like the steel mill office, you can find a crib with Scarface in it, and there's like a positive pregnancy test on the ground next to her suit. Right. It's not pointed out. It's meant for you to find it and be like, oh. So that was when Paul Dini wrote Arkham City. Paul Dini left the game for Paul Dini didn't write Arkham Knight, and so they cut that out for. So if you go to the DLC, if you go to that same location, there's a bunch of negative pregnancy tests on the ground, and it says on the box, you see the box now, it says like test may come back false positive. So she was never pregnant.
Oh, don't do that.
And so, yeah, they cut that plot line out entirely. There's a theory that there's the moment in Arkham City where Harley runs at you and you counter her and you throw her onto the ground. There's a theory that that Batman killed her baby just then doing that.
Oh, that's dark.
But yeah, that's one of those like 2010 dark theories, right? But yeah, no, so it's the actual reason that Paul Dini left. And so they didn't get to finish that story that he wanted to do.
That's one thing I was disappointed about, which I mean, I think that Arkham Knight is the weakest of the Arkham games, but I still like it. But I do wish they would have carried over that storyline, because think about how insane a grieving Mama Harley would have been.
Yeah, she had like the baby in the papoose, and the baby's all like white with green hair, and she's like, "We're gonna kill this guy, baby," and then he's like, "Goo goo," you know.
Mama's
right?
gotta go avenge dad now.
We're gonna kill the Batman. I'm actually playing through Arkham Knight again because of these rumors were coming out, and it's a Halloween game, so it's like, yeah, it's Halloween time, and I don't really like to play scary games, so I'm like, I'll play this one. And I'm also playing through Fallout 4, trying to get the platinum on that, which is also sort of a Halloween game because the bombs dropped before Halloween.
Shit.
So
I just had
Halloween
crazy
decorations around.
I just had a crazy idea. The third Arkham game, they go with the Mama Harley plot. She's got the baby. Harley dies in that game. Batman takes on Joker's kid as the next Robin.
That wouldn't like, it'd be like those like messed up like Batman Who Laughs Robins. You know, have you seen those?
Well, just because his dad was crazy doesn't mean he is.
Yeah, but if you go in the logic of the game, the blood makes you crazy. You know, that's that is true. That is true. Arkham logic works. Yeah, that's true. That if you kept that plot point, which is only introduced in Night, to be fair, so you didn't have to keep that plot point if in this fantasy booking, right?
Or if you go with that, Yeah.
Be the Batman Who Laughs as Robins.
Or if you go that route, maybe have it be like a plot point of, like, oh, is it nature or nurture? Like, can Batman like change this kid? Like, you could go that route with it.
Yeah. So even then, going to Arkham Knight and how the Arkham Knight leaves everything, right? Like, that's why if there ever was going to be another Arkham game, you can't have it set after night. You can't do it because it ends everything, right? You have like the DLCs take place after night and they kind of talk about the things that happen. Like there's this ghost bat and all that. But then if you're playing every game timeline wise, we go right into Suicide Squad. Batman has joined the Justice League and he's back from the dead.
Fuck Suicide. Listen, dog. If they do another Arkham game, just ignore Suicide Squad. It never.
Well, that's the thing. You can't. You if you do that, you have to ignore Arkham Knight happen because you can't have a game set after night. You can't unless you have it be the whole point is that he's this, fear gas using Batman, right? Which, like I said, like Suicide Squad gives you pieces of that. Like when his boss fight is kind of cool in concept, where you're sneaking through the dark. Is the members of the Suicide Squad, and Batman is using all of the tricks from the Arkham games. He'll pop out of vents. He'll sneak up behind you. He'll swoop down and get you. He'll use the voice synthesizer of Harley's voice that he got from Arkham Knight. He'll use it against you. That was really cool. But there's that stuff where it's, you're like, like that could have been the game. Like it should have been, Suicide Squad should have been a versus Batman game. That would have been cool. Like after, not before night, but maybe after Origins that sets up the Suicide Squad. Then you do a like we're going after Batman, or you're doing like a story-driven, not loot-based games as a service thing, story-driven game where you're trying to find whatever, and so you have to go through all the story, and eventually there's a point where you fight Batman. And it's done, and like you're the goons in the room, and he's picking you off one by one, or something like. So there could have been so much more to that game, even that concept alone. Because Origins multiplayer did it. Remember, Origins had multiplayer at launch, where you played as Penguin goons, Joker goons, or Bane goons, I believe.
Yeah,
or maybe just Bane.
Right,
it was just Bane and Joker goons.
Yeah,
and you were like, you're doing like hold this point and all that. But while you're doing all your your first person shooter multiplayer stuff, Batman and Robin are in the rafters hunting you, trying to take you down. And like people enjoyed that, So even something like that again would have been cool.
Keeping Arkham Knight in continuity, what I think would have made the most sense is you do something like Gotham Knights where you play as the Bat family and they're like taking charge of Gotham, continuing Batman's legacy. And then at the end of that, somehow bring in Damian. I know Talia's dead, but maybe she could have had Damian before she died.
So they mention in Arkham City, like the night in Metropolis, right? Like people even thought back then, like when she's like, after that night in Metropolis, you could have just called,
Bingo. Yeah. I think they should have just I think they should have done that. I think they should have just done like a Gotham Knights type of game in the Arkhamverse. Bring in Damian at the end. Because imagine, like, instead of Batman adopting or taking in Damian, you could have had Dick Grayson take him in, and you could have had a lot of interesting dynamics with him and the Bat family.
I'd say you'd even go like, I wouldn't bring in Damian. I would have done a Arkham Legacy, right? Like whatever that would be with the Bat family. And they're got to solve this Bat family, Batman's last case or something, whatever, right? Maybe it is the Court of Owls and it's like Arkhamverse Court of Owls. They solve that, right? And then you set up like Batman's alive and he comes back. And it's just some type of hint that it's like, maybe we'll need a new Batman. And you show like a young Terry McGinnis or something like that. And then the game ends. And so then you set up Arkham Beyond and then it's a Batman Beyond game in the
Ooh,
Arkham
Arkham.
that.
I like that. Arkham Beyond.
Like
That's
I
a
just
sexy title.
if this is what PlayStation is giving me, like give me Arkham Beyond, like just like the Kratos meme of like, and my life is yours. Like give me a good Batman Beyond with, you know, art, like the way Arkham Knight looked still for being almost 10 years old, you know, it's insane. And it kind of worked off of that. Arkham Beyond, Inc., you know, Stalker, Shriek, you know, like the Batman Beyond Rogues Gallery, you know, and it'd be great. And people love Batman Beyond. There's still a whole lot of like nostalgia for that. And even then it's different. So if people don't know Batman Beyond, it's like, it's Batman, but it's cyberpunk and you're flying and, you know,
It's in the future.
it's in the future. It's like cyberpunk, but Batman. Like what else do you need? And then just have the trailer with that brand, you know, like,
Oh man, I got to go back and rewatch Batman Beyond.
I just did not too long ago, and it's still good. I gotta
Yeah,
watch all the Marvel cartoons now because I watched all the DC ones. I gotta watch the Marvel ones.